Warhammer 40k's Darktide has been one of the best games I've played in a very long time, and I truly mean that. Very few games in my opinion have such amazing gameplay and polish to it. The combat system in Darktide feels fluid and meaty, melee weapons feel beefy and impactful, gunplay feels smooth and precise with every shot, classes are unique with their own abilities and playstyles, weapon varieties are plentiful, but lacking at the same time. Couple that with the level of detail in the environment and atmosphere throughout each mission, you truly feel as if you are diving headfirst into the hive city of Tertium. For it is this very reason that I continue to put up with the grind that is Warhammer 40k's Darktide. However, the game is not without issues. What's going on, guys? My name is Tychus. Which, by the way, guys, don't forget to hit that sub button. We just hit 300 something subscribers. It would be nice to hit 1,000 subs moving into the new year. Anyways, on to the topics of this video. In this video, I want to take a moment to talk about the issues that I personally have with Darktide. Now, first and foremost, I'm never one to make videos like this about games. I just want to say this is not to bash on the game or the dev team at Fat Shark. I've sunk in over 200 hours of playtime into this game alone, and these frustrations stem from the love of the game. My hopes are to share these frustrations and possible solutions so that maybe, just maybe, the devs would consider changing the game for the better. At the current state that Darktide is in right now, aside from the other glaring issues of launching the game in an unfinished state, cash out blunders, and missing console versions, my biggest frustrations are how a majority of mechanics are heavily tied to RNG. The first and most familiar RNG system comes at the Armory exchange. Currently, the exchange is completely randomized. From weapons and curios to their item rarity offered here are completely random, in which the store is refreshed at every hour of the day. With every reset, a fresh set of randomized items show up once again, which means there are the odd chances of not seeing the weapon you want for an entire day. Some of the solutions that I've heard from the community members is to maybe offer at least one of each item / curio type in the Armory exchange each time it resets. The second RNG system is that of the weapon rating and stats associated with each weapon. The base rating of a weapon is distributed into the 5 stats associated to said item. So higher base rating, better stat spread. However, the stat spread is also completely randomized. Not a surprise to say that a lot of the community members have spent hours sitting at the exchange praying to get the perfectly rolled weapon and high base rating they want. Personally, I would like to be able to manipulate the stats myself along with a lot of other people. Possibly implement a system where we can distribute the stats how we want them. Obviously, you shouldn't be able to max out all of the stats completely, but a system of checks and balances would be much appreciated. The third RNG system is tied to crafting. That would have to be the newly added refined system that was recently implemented. I made a video going over the basics of how the system works on my channel. Check out that video if you are interested. But this system allows you to reroll one, and I mean one, perk associated to your item. I said one because once you choose to reroll one perk, your secondary and tertiary perks are locked. Now, your chosen perk can be rerolled to your heart's content down to costing 0 resources. But like I said, you can never reroll the locked perks. So what's the problem? The problem is that these perks have a tier system of 1 to 4, notated by the number of diamonds next to it. You gain one random perk at a random tier during certain stages of consecration. I'm sure by now you see where I'm going with this. So for min-maxing's sake, if you don't roll a tier 4 perk that you specifically want before the secondary perk gets rolled, you are ultimately stuck with a lesser tier perk. For example, let's say you roll 2 tier 3 perks during your consecration process. Well, as we all know, one of these perks can be re-rolled to a tier 4 perk that you might actually want. However, once you roll one, the other is forever locked at tier 3. This system gets even worse for curios, as those have 3 perks associated with them. I'm personally not sure what the solution could be for this. Obviously, letting us choose the perks would be a great solution, but I don't know. Leave your ideas on how you would change the refined system down in the comments below. Moving on to the last RNG system, that would have to be the mission board. Currently, the missions offered are on a rotational timer, and the mission types are, you guessed it, randomized. Milk and Cookies Total War just made a video talking about the frustrations of not being able to pick the missions and difficulty you want to tackle it in. Link to his video down in the description below. And I could not agree more with him. I personally could not complete the Inquisitorial Legend Penance because the repair mission would not show up on Heresy difficulty. I literally spent the entire day waiting at the mission board for it to never come into rotation. I even tried random queuing on Heresy just to hope that I would get the mission. It wasn't until the following day that the mission showed up late in the evening and I got it done. And I'm not even exaggerating one bit about this at all. Like, seriously, come on. So what would be the solution? Just let us play whatever mission we want, at whatever difficulty we want, at any time of the day we want. That's it. Keep the randomized conditions applied to the missions at random. Those are a nice touch to the missions as a variety. But alright guys, that's pretty much it. Those are my personal gripes with the current state of the game. Again, I still very much enjoy Darktide, as the core gameplay is just downright fun. Anyways, I'm interested in your guys' thoughts. What are your frustrations with the game? Do you even have any frustrations with the game? Do you agree or disagree with mine? Also, let me know your solutions that would help alleviate these issues plaguing the game. As always guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.